I want to put on a shirt that isn't this hoodie.
I was like, is that just your body?
This is just me. This is how I exist.
I think your color blindness is the least of your problems.
What do you mean? Don't body shame me.
Jesus Christ.
I'll be right back.
Cool beans. Guys, we're trying something new today. Pretty exciting. Do we have... Yeah, we have a name. Do we want to drop it?
Yeah, that's fine.
I love the silence.
I'm just here for the ride, man.
Yeah. I'm just tagging along. Did any of y'all hear of that wonderful show, The Toys That Made Us?
I know it vaguely.
No.
Yeah. It's as if I've heard it from you specifically, Flesh. It's a show that has inspired us to go back into our memories and see what made us. Was it toys or this thing called video games?
Video games?
Hence the idea, the games that made us. We are exploring the things that have impacted our lives to our core, and that is video games.
Nintendo!
Have you guys heard of this little game called WarioWare Mega Microgames?
I think I've played just one of them.
Just one of them. Do you remember
Maybe.
which one?
No idea. I have better memories of Smash, to be honest, than the WarioWare stage.
Oh yeah, that's a really cool stage though.
Mm-hmm.
And like those mini games are pulled corely from the original one. It debuted on the Game Boy Advance in, what is that, May 26th of 2003? That's a reach back. And I just learned this today, which is very surprising to me. It was published by Nintendo, but it was also developed by R&D1, which if you didn't know is like the big development team that did like the core games of like the NES and Super Nintendo. Like it was Nintendo's big in-house development team. So that's really cool that like this kind of like side game now was like a core part of Nintendo.
I have a little beef with Wario. Just very small. Very small. Because they went from the Super Mario Land games and they became Wario games.
Yes.
So it sort of stole something from there.
It
and then
kind
Wario
of
was
branched
like,
out.
I've got my own games.
Yeah.
Waha.
Well, it's in the spirit of Wario, honestly.
Yeah.
You know, like Mario Land 1, was it 1 or 2? It introduced Wario as a character.
Yep.
Which was pretty cool. And branching from that, he just kind of stole the show. And then Wario Land was introduced, which no spoilers, but I think one of those games might make it into another topic of mine in this series.
Ooh.
Which is so weird, because Wario's not, when I look back on him, I don't really like him that much. Like, his design is so just loud, and he's obnoxious. Like, he's your goofy anti-hero kind of dude, always causing mischief, but like, you know? He's just stinky. He farts.
He's a
eats
bad
garlic. He's a bad guy. But he's like, well, it doesn't mean you're a bad guy.
But this does not mean you're a bad guy.
You know? And like,
Yes.
I do like, I like the yellow, purple to like contrast with Mario's red and blue. And it's cool that he still has that same getup, but the biker suit that he's got going on, it's an upgrade. It's an upgrade. Like, who knew he was a bad boy riding a hog? Wait, which might not have been... I think the whole motorcycle thing might have been introduced previously. Yeah, Wario Land 4, I think, is where they introduced the whole motorcycle thing. And that was before WarioWare was introduced. Because apparently, the music and sound effects were taken from Wario Land 4. Fun time.
Oh. Ooh.
But for those of you that don't know what WarioWare is, it is a collection of minigames. Very, very short and sweet, that like they like to call them, are microgames. So it's even shorter than a minigame. Usually spans from like 1 to 10 seconds, usually in like an average of like 3 to 5. It's straight to the point. It leads you into the game. It gives you a font of what to do, and then you got to figure it out right away. It's very fast, very chaotic. It pulls from a very fun and weird like Japanese culture that like we've seen in movies and anime, just like how funky they can get. And I like that stuff. And that's kind of like what Wario does, is he explores that weirder side of Nintendo. It's
That is true, though. Anything that they didn't want Mario to do, they were like, here, Wario.
Yeah, Mario's the, what do you call it? The Boy Scout. He's all spick and span. You know, Luigi's transition to the spooky scared boy. Like Wario's thing is he's just weird. The W doesn't stand for Wumbo, it's for weird. And I like that. There's always like a story, like a loose story of how these games go. So you have Wario, and there's this whole cast of characters, and they're bright and they're colorful. The main core, I think a lot of the characters introduced in this first game are returners. I think only a few times they swap out with newer characters, but for the most part, you got this core group between this like basketball disco dancer to this scooter riding pizza delivery girl, and they all have their like different themes. It's very cute. I think what really stuck this game in my mind, besides like the creativity, I mean, with it being portable, it was on the Game Boy Advance. I had my trusty, you boys this before, but I had my trusty SP with "Who are you?" Speaking of advertisements, that was a big slogan of that time. You can't really see it because it's all scratched up and it's in like graffiti font. But I had that. I had my little bag of Game Boy accessories in cartridges, and I think it was at my grandparents' house that I would bring that and play it all the time. Yeah, I don't know. Games are cool, so I like it when you can pack as many different games into one game that I can play nice and quick. You know what? As an adult, I barely got any time, so the more games I can have in a short time span, this game's made for me. I might. This wasn't planned. I actually have it in here.
Oh,
Wow.
nice.
Now the age-old question: does it turn on?
Oh.
Oh no! I don't see the bar. Hold on.
I need the sound. I need the sound confirmation, or I can't handle it.
I see that you see the Nintendo on the bottom. It's gonna work.
I just
Let's
need to pull
go.
out. Bing. If I don't get the bing, I have like heart palpitations. Would you say that this still like holds up as a game? Like, could you play it today with all of your current knowledge of games?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like a lot of Game Boy Advance games stand the test of time just because like that Nintendo has a very specific art style that sticks. Like that Super Nintendo polish, colorful look.
Absolutely.
Again, like with how many like little micro games are in it, nothing needs to be fancy. Everything is simple because you're not going to play it forever. When you have so many games, you are able to be simple because you just have that variety and you can jump around. And I guess you could say it could be bland if you have so much that nothing stands out, or quantity over quality, but I think the quality is still there, and that's why I still come back to this game. Like, I don't just come back to this because of the memories I have with it. I come back because, like, well, slightly because of that, but also because it's just so much fun. If I didn't have so many things I want to work on and do, I would play this game, like, reset this game multiple times in a year. I think I come back to this on a yearly basis to just restart it, play around with it, not even complete it sometimes. I'm just like, this is great. But yeah, that was WarioWare. Great game. Have you guys... You mentioned you played a little bit of them?
A little bit of one of them, and I don't know which one. It wasn't that one.
Right.
And then a lot of it on Smash.
That stage is really nice. It's really cool. It sucks to play on when you're like trying to be serious. But as a party level...
You gotta like have an agreement with whoever you're with. Like, we're playing the mini games, right?
Right.
If you lose, just jump off the edge.
Yeah. She wasn't in that first game, but Ashley is a very fun character. She was introduced in...
Oh,
Yes.
I was gonna ask about that because that's like all I knew about WarioWare at first. It was like, it's Ashley.
Yeah.
So that's all I know.
Yeah. Oh my god, speaking of the music, something that sticks with me, the theme, I don't know if it's the main theme or just the menu theme of WarioWare, will just pop in my head on a random day. And I think if something like that just comes to you, I think that's a good indication that like it's a good part of your person. Games are fun, man. That's my portion of the video. But guys, please go check out Flesh May Fail and Sasuke789. Please go check out their videos. I am the first session of this recording, so I don't even know what their games are. I think they're really cool. Aha, I love that one. Played that one a bunch. I don't know. Don't know what that one is. Go check them out, guys. Thank you for watching. Maybe we'll have a better format on my end, because I think I need a more streamlined thing. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Links in the comments.